Hello and welcome to Rushed On Caravans and Motorhomes. This is a handover video for this Sprite Lifestyle 6. I'm going to show you some of the features and benefits and how to operate the caravan when you are using it. We'll show you the hitch up on person, but we need to make sure that there's no grease that goes on the tow ball and there is no stabiliser required. This is an Alco 3004 stabilised hitch. So if the ball is dry and it's down to the bare metal rather than a painted surface, and there's no contaminants on the ball, the friction within the pads that are engaged by the Alco stabiliser will reduce snaking. It's a 13-pin connection, and inside here we have our gas units. 2 gas bottles can fit in here, and there is a regulator fitted just there. There's a little yellow switch which you can twist around, which will stop any gas flowing through into the caravan. This unit is sealed, so no gas can leak out inside to the cabin, and it's also where your spare wheel is located. As we come round, we've got our heating exhaust just there. We've got our water inlet just here, and we need to make sure that when we are filling the Aquaroll with water, or whatever water barrel you're using, we put the submersible part beneath the water line, then into the side of the van just there. Next to it is where the battery and the mains are. The battery needs to be on at all times so that the charger can operate effectively. The mains plugs in just here, and then you've got your motor mover isolator just behind here. As we come back, we have our toilet cassette. Lift the orange handle when it's time to empty. Bring it out. You're actually on wheels with an extendable handle. When you get to the emptying point, bring the orange tube round, take this grey cap off, and then when you're up to the emptying point, tip it up and press that orange button there. That releases the air pressure. Once it's all put back together and you go back to the caravan, you're going to come back, you're going to twist this one here, bring this one back, and that's where the blue chemical goes in. That's the concentrate. When back, we need to just make sure the orange handle fits in that little hole just there, and then your flush chemical goes in just here. Underneath here are your grey water exits, so you need some pipe work that go into your Wastemaster or equivalent container. You have 4 supporting legs, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Because of the lie of the land, we've used some steps just to help balance it out. These aren't designed to jack the caravan off its wheels, but they're designed to give support when you're using the caravan. On the near side here, you've got your external barbecue point, so you just need to get an adapter. If you're going to use a barbecue, don't barbecue inside an awning, but it means that you don't have to carry 2 or 3 more gas bottles around on top of what you normally would. You've also got external mains point just there. You do have access underneath the beds, just there. When you come into the van, underneath the offside front bunk is the mains consumer unit. In the top left hand corner there is a system shutdown button, so if you push that in, the button will pop out and it will stop any power coming through. You also have fuses and trip switches. We've set it up here so the charger is on, and you can see a little green LED comes on there. The heating and the hot water for the electric is on, and there is a spare aux as well. Just there is your charger unit. When using the van, that yellow flap just there needs to be flicked down so that water will stay in the system. At the moment we've drained it because of the inclement weather that we've been having, so we've made sure there's no water left in the system. So flip it down when you're ready to use. You then come above the door and press the power button. You can see that the green LED comes on here, and that indicates the battery's connected, and this one is to show that they're connected to the mains. The water pump, so this is the one that we're talking about on the outside. The submersible part needs to go beneath the water line before plugging into the side of the van. When it is, you come and press that, and when you open in a cold tap or turn the hot water on, it will allow water to flow through. Without that being turned on, nothing will happen. In terms of the Truma heating, we press the central button and we can see then icons are flashing. The first one shows a motorhome, but it indicates the caravan because they're used in caravans and motorhomes. Press the middle button and you can adjust the temperature using this slider here. Once you've selected the temperature you want, press the middle button again. The next one is for the water, so it can either be off like it is currently, on economy so it can warm up as the room is warming up as well, hot so it'll take power away from it and give you extremely hot water, or boost so it'll take power away from the heating to give you hot water quicker. The next one is power, so you can run it off electric 2 kilowatts, electric 1, a mixture of 2 kilowatts and gas, a mixture of 1 kilowatt and gas on its own. Once you've selected your power source, press the central button. And the next one is the fans, so you can change it onto economy, high or boost. At the moment we've just put it on economy because it's quite a nice day here, but you can get it hotter even quicker. As we come round, to turn the fridge on, hold this button here. We can then change the power source by holding this button and it will begin to flash. At the moment it's flashing on gas. That's for the car battery. That's for the mains. To select, we then press the square button. We can then change the temperature. As you can see, it's now flashing. You then press the central button once you're ready, once you know the temperature you want. So that is now how we light it. On the gas, it's an automatic ignition. You select the gas. If it does fail to light, it will probably indicate that there's no gas in the bottle, or that there's an issue. If it starts to flash, it will tell you through the amount of flashes the problems that are occurring, and you can talk to an engineer and they can help you out. The car battery symbol is only applicable if the car has 13-pin connection, which will allow the live feed to have the fridge running whilst the 12-volt feed from the car is operating. Once you pull into a service station and you turn off the engine on the car, that means there's no power going through. So if you do that, try and keep the door closed as much as possible. And on the battery, it will only maintain the temperature, so you're best to put it on the mains or the gas before you drive away. You would then switch it on to battery and then go from there. With the microwave, it's a mains only microwave. The only thing we'd suggest is take out the plate whilst travelling, and locating it somewhere like that will stop it moving, because if you put it in a sink it will rattle around and smash, but at least somewhere like that you're going to remember. With the hob oven and grill, you need to make sure that this lid goes fully up before any gas will flow through. You've then got a 3-ring burner which are operated by 1, 2, 3. You've then got your grill and you've got your oven just there. With your oven, there's also a label just here. If there are any parts that you ever need, that's the serial number on there that you would need to order against. You've then got a pot cupboard just there. And then you've got gas isolation valves, which are just on that right hand side there, and they're indicated to what they are on this little label. Extractor fan is mains only. Open the unit by twisting this one round, and then you can then turn it on, and you start to take air out using the symbol that's there. If you want to spin it the other way, put it back to the middle, allow it to stop, and then it will then spin the other way to bring air in. When you're finished, turn it off, and always remember at the end of every time you use it to close that roof vent down. Fixed bunks just there, and then you've got your toilets. So you've got your flush, which is just here. This it will light up when it's time to empty. When you're using the toilet, the bowl is rotational, and you can then open the cassette using this one here. Use the toilet, use the flush, close it back again once you're finished, and that'll stop any smell coming back through. When it is time to empty, you need to make sure that grey catch is back in the middle to allow the cassette to pull out properly. In terms of the shower, the only thing we're going to point out is this little catch here. When you're travelling, make sure that the door is kept in place like this, because then it will stop the door smashing in transit. And those are the essential items on this Sprite Lifestyle 6. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But this will be uploaded onto YouTube, so you can always access.